Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Thank you so much for joining me for another amazing episode here of the African Father in America podcast. My name is Simon Javan Okello, and I am truly honored to be here with you for this Monday morning session. We are just about to dive deep into discussing another amazing African proverb. And as usual, we gather here, we dissect these African proverbs, and also we record them for the African Father in America podcast. But really our hope is that by the end of our conversation, each one of us leaves this YouTube live stream or the Clubhouse conversation feeling a little empowered and feeling a little injection of African wisdom pumped into us. So today we are taking a journey to Namibia. Namibia is where our proverb is coming from today. I just want to quickly welcome Steve and Cabs and Sandy and Mike and Yamazaki. Feel free to join us on the stage. I would love to see you up on the stage so that we can hear your voices in just a moment. But also take a minute and ping in 3 to 5 people to join us for today's conversation. Now, when we think about today's proverb from Namibia, it says that envy and greed grow on the same stalk. Envy and greed grow on the same stalk. I want you to think about that for a moment while I pin the link to the YouTube live stream. I want to add that link to the top of the Clubhouse room so that those who have not joined us on YouTube yet can have an opportunity to do so. And I just want to thank you all for taking the time to join us for today's conversation. It definitely means a lot. And, I just want you all to know that you're deeply appreciated. I hope you all had a nice weekend. I had a beautiful weekend. It went really fast. But it was still, beautiful. I had a long drive on Saturday. I was collecting music instruments and putting them in a garage before shipping them to Kenya later on this year. And then on Sunday, I went to the Rain. The OL Rain is the Seattle women's soccer team. They were playing against the Kansas City team, and it was a great game. We lost, but it was just nice to be in the stadium and support, an amazing team here in Seattle. So when we think about today's proverb, I just want to, repeat it one more time. Envy and greed grow on the same stalk. Envy is the desire for something that someone else has, while greed is an excessive craving for wealth or material possessions. However, both emotions stem from a feeling of dissatisfaction or lack. We envy those who have what we want, and in turn, greed drives us to relentlessly pursue more and more in hopes of filling that void. I want to read on. This is a caption from today's post of our conversation today. So if you haven't caught it on Instagram or Twitter, I'm just, reading it, and then I'm going to share with you the 3 nuggets of wisdom that we prepared for you today. And we also want to hear your voices. So I'll just read on here in a moment. And it continues to say that indeed envy and greed feed off of each other like twin weeds on the same stalk, leading us down a never-ending spiral of discontentment. So acknowledging these negative emotions and finding fulfillment within ourselves can help us break free from their grip. That's just a little excerpt from our post today. This is going to, by the end of our conversation, we are going to have a blog post that we'll be sharing on my website. If you haven't read our blog, check it out. You can easily get to it by going to my Instagram, and the link at the top of my Instagram profile is how you can access our blog. So I want to quickly share with you the 3 nuggets of wisdom inspired by this proverb. Typically when we gather here, as soon as the show begins, we share what the proverb is, and I share the 3 nuggets of wisdom, and then we invite you all to contribute your voices to the conversation. So this is going to be the first nugget of wisdom for today. Remember, the proverb we're discussing from Namibia says that envy and greed grow on the same stalk. Number 1, don't let envy and greed consume you. Number 2, be content with what you have. And then number 3, work hard to achieve your goals and don't be motivated by greed. Yeah, this proverb it's really just reminding us to be content with what we have and to not want it all. Be content with what you have and not want it all, because even if you had it all, you can't consume all of it. So I just want to open with those few comments, and I want to see what Brother Earth has to say in regards to today's proverb from Namibia. Thank you again for joining me. Let's hear what you have to say, Steve. Let us know where in the world you are joining us from, and what your thoughts are in regards to this proverb from Namibia. Envy and greed grow on the same stalk. Thank you so much. Okay, seems like Steve is a little far away from his microphone at the moment. I just want to welcome you, Nate, and also I want to welcome everyone who is tuned in on YouTube. Thank you so much. Your presence is deeply, deeply appreciated. And also I want to, invite you, Nate, to join us on the stage. Let's hear from Brother Earth. Brother Earth, how was your weekend? How are you doing today? And also, what are your perspectives on this proverb from Namibia?
Peace and love, family. This is Brother Earth. I'm coming from the North Carolina territory. And all is well on this end, Simon. I had a beautiful weekend. I got to spend time with my daughter and, little family outings and things of that nature. Nothing too spectacular, but too short as always. And honest to you for, having this platform. And as far as the proverb goes, envy and greed grow on the same stalk. I was watching this interview with these millionaires on it, and I forgot they was I think they asked them out of the 7 deadly sins, which one would you least want to have, or which one is the worst? And the guy said out of the 7 deadly sins, uh, the worst one to pick is envy. He said because when you envy somebody or envy something, he said you can't you don't get no type of satisfaction from it. It's always leaving you in your emotions of feeling some type of way. And the reason envy and greed run hand in hand because uh, by a person being greedy, not being able to be content, not being able to get enough, they start looking at and covet what other people have, what their brothers and sisters, or what other people have, and it'll have them, thinking negatively or wanting to do something, or you know, to move negatively at their brother or sister because they don't know how to find contentment or to say enough is enough. And I think humility and humble pie are things that allow us to not allow greed to grow into envy. And I park my plane right there. Peace and love, family.
Thank you, Brother Earth. I agree that humility is one of the ways that you can control envy, you know. But I really appreciate how you mentioned that there are 7 daily sins. I wonder what the other 6 are. From the interview you watched, could you share with us what the other 6 out of the 7 daily sins are? I've never heard about this.
Oh, the 7 deadly sins: lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. Those are the 7 deadly sins.
Wow. I never knew that that existed, and now I've noted it down. In the future I'll be able to share what these are. But it's great though that people recognize that these 7 daily sins exist, and also a lot of the time people live in denial. People say, I'm not envious, even though they are. I'm not greedy, even though evidence proves that they are. So I really, really appreciate your thoughts and perspective. I want to thank you all again, Stephen and Brother Earth and Ned. I want to encourage you to ping in 3 to 5 people to join us for the conversation. And also to those who are just joining us on YouTube, I want to thank you so much for being here. My name is Simon Javan Okelo. I am the host of the African Father in America podcast, and we are halfway through our session here today. We are discussing a proverb from Namibia, and the proverb itself says that envy and greed grow in the same stalk. Envy and greed grow in the same stalk. I'm going to share it at the bottom of the screen for those who are on YouTube so that you can take a look at it. And also type your comment, so that we know what this proverb means to you. Earlier on, I shared 3 nuggets of wisdom that were inspired by this proverb. And I'll just quickly repeat them. The first one says that don't let envy and greed consume you, and Brother Earth just gave us a great idea that one of the ways that you can not let envy and greed consume you is by being humble, and how do you cultivate humility? How do you actually cultivate humility? For me, I meditate at least once a day, and also I know that I can't accomplish everything, and that acceptance that, you cannot accomplish everything, no matter, there are only 24 hours in a day, and so even though there's a lot that each one of us must accomplish every single day, I have come to the realization that I can only do so much within each day. So that type of acceptance also helps you know that no need to be envious of others, no need to be greedy, because you can't take it anywhere. You can't do really much with it. Then the second nugget here is that be content with what you have. A lot of the time, even if you were to give let's say for myself as a full-time father, a lot of the time, with my 3 daughters, sometime, I get to the habit of rewarding them for doing good, So for example, the other day I was with my last born, who is 3 years old, and she just had her meal, and she walked out of the table and went and played. And I called her back and told her, hey, why don't you clean that table and take your dishes to the sink? And then she smiled and she was excited to clean the table. But then she said, will I get a candy at the end of it, And then I told her, I just want you to be proud of the fact that today you cleaned the table, And then she laughed and she was able to clean it. Of course, she didn't finish it, But at least I wanted to plant a seed that you don't have to be rewarded for everything. But, you can be content with what you have. You don't have to have the candy every day. So this is an example I wanted to share. And then number 3, in regards to the nuggets of wisdom inspired by today's proverb, is that work hard to achieve your goals and don't be motivated by greed. A lot of the time when we are putting in so much work, especially if we are employed, we feel that we are not being rewarded accordingly. We are not getting that promotion that we've been looking for, while others are being promoted around us. And so you end up being greedy. You end up hoarding the ideas that you have. You end up not educating others around you because you're not getting what you want. And so just being careful and continuing to work hard despite the fact that you're not getting what you want. Continue staying positive, working hard, and eventually you're going to accomplish your goals, even if you're not greedy. I heard that there's another saying that being generous has never killed anybody. The more you give, the more you get. Giving has never killed anybody. So I want to just thank you again for being here with me. We are recording this for the African Father in America podcast. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would encourage you to do that if you're watching this on YouTube. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, I highly encourage you to give this video a thumbs up, because that's one of the ways that we can let YouTube algorithm know that we are here and we are producing content on their platform. And by the way, the platform has been growing. The YouTube channel has been growing. We are over 3,000 subscribers, heading towards 3,100 subscribers. And it's always good to see growth when you're putting in an effort into something consistently like this. But really, for me, the core of why I do this is the value that I give to people, especially people who value African culture and African proverbs, and also the value that I get. Some of the wisdom and nuggets I get from Brother Earth, I can't get it anywhere else. So I just want to remind you all to engage and support that way. Subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Now, I want to come back to the stage for a second. Stephen, I just want to check if you're available to contribute briefly before we continue on.
Well, thank you for having me, Simon. Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be part of this session. I'm joining from Kisumu, Kenya. Well, Simon, when I heard of this proverb, what came to my mind first is the story about the Bible story about Cain and Abel, and how envy and greed led to one of the brothers killing the other. And if we all go through this story and flashback about the story of Cain and Abel, we get a lot of teaching, and our eyes are also being opened in a way, because of what being envious and what greed can also lead to. I want to borrow from what Brother Art has shared. If you have if you are not able to control envy, and if you are not in a position to manage envy, then greed will take toll of you, and you will be controlled by greed and those people who you're envious about. And my take would be just having the wisdom to manage these two components, so that yourself can be able to plow the seeds that Simon just shared, the nuggets, the 3 nuggets that Simon just shared. If you don't have the wisdom and the ability to manage envy and greed, then you are far away and not even close to these three nuggets that Simon just shared. And to me, these nuggets are very golden seed that go along with today's proverb. And thank you for sharing this proverb, Simon. It's that was my moment, and I'm happy to be learning from everyone in the space. Thank you again.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. I deeply appreciate it. And I also just want to recognize Manon, who contributed here last week. Thank you for joining us today. I just want to check the charts here. I don't see any charts on Clubhouse, but I want to come back to YouTube and let you all know that I see you, and I urge you to leave us with your comments so that we know what you're thinking, especially in regards to today's proverb from Namibia. And it says that envy and greed grow on the same stalk. Envy and greed grow on the same stalk. What is it that comes to your mind when you hear this proverb? It's right at the bottom of the screen in case you're watching. And I also just want to say hello to AHD, who has also been joining us here consistently. We are going to wrap up our session in about 9 minutes. So if you'd like to contribute, this is a great time for you to do so. We are hosting this conversation here in the African Father in America Club on Clubhouse, and we've done this for quite a while. And I'm very, very proud of the work we are doing. I think this is episode number 281. If you go to Apple Podcasts, you should subscribe to the African Father in America podcast, because we are a 5-star rated podcast over there. And really, it's because of the support that you've all given us. So make sure you check us out on Apple Podcasts, and feel free to subscribe there. But also, you can rate the African Father in America podcast over there. I would really, really appreciate that. So, back to our conversation. We started our conversation about 22 minutes ago, talking about a Namibian proverb. This is our first proverb for the week. We are going to be doing this today, Monday, until Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will be learning, new, proverbs every day of this week, but also gaining African wisdom through these proverbs that we will be, dissecting and discussing this week. So if you haven't joined us in the past, just know that this is a safe space, and all voices matter. So if you want to join us for a moment, this is a good time for you to do so before we begin wrapping up our session here. Again, our proverb says that envy and greed grow on the same stalk. And we were talking about what does envy really mean, and what does greed really mean, and what does it mean for each one of us in this moment? What is it causing around us? For example, the current economic crisis. Why is it happening? How does greed play a part in it? So when you look at these proverbs, you should even look further than just the meanings and the nuggets of wisdom that we share here. You should think about what's going on around you personally, but also what's going on around your own community, around our world that we share today. There's definitely a lot of greed that is contributing to a lot of suffering in the world right now, but also there is a lot of envy that is contributing to a lot of suffering as well. So this proverb is really a wake-up call. It's a reminder that there are other ways of being, that can make it better for everyone. So again, I want to just recognize Caroline, who just joined us. Feel free to join us up on the stage if you'd like to contribute your voice to our conversation today. We are wrapping up in about 6 minutes, and I see that Manon joined us on the stage. If you'd like to contribute, let us know where you're joining us from in the world, and what your thoughts are in regards to this proverb from Namibia. Thank you, Manon.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you for everyone. Good morning from New York. I really just take a time listening a little bit, and when it comes to my mind with this prophecy in these mornings, it came to my mind that there's something say that celebrate other people's success in order for you also to celebrate your own success. Because if you don't really appreciate other people and acknowledge their progress and wish them the best, it will be difficult for you also to receive the same value of success. Because people who actually have confidence in themselves, people who really believe that achieving anything is a progress, and it takes times and it takes effort for you to make your goals or your vision to achieve it in the end. And if you feel happy about other people progress and success, it means that you are definitely going also to receive the same success and effort, because you believe that they didn't hire it without putting effort on it and putting input on it and work hard in order for them to achieve where they are. And if you believe on that, also then you should not be greedy to others, and you should not be jealous to other success and progress. And today, I think that's what it is. A lot of people, they always feel jealousy for people to progress, for people to succeed, forgetting that it turned back to them, it flashed back to them that they will never achieve anything, because they are not willing to learn. They are not willing to see how those people make it. What make them different from me? If they made it, then me also, I can make it like them. It is so important. It is coming like when you think rich, it means that you are full of heart and love, and that is mean that the quality of richness is not about having enough money in your pocket, but for being just happy and see people are progressing, and also seeing the way how you can succeed and how you can learn from them, instead of being jealous about their success, or being not loving them for just being succeed, and I think that's what I can see in this prophecy this morning. And it tells us that we have to work hard, and we have also to wish other to succeed, and also if we had an opportunity also to be successful, also we seek the way how we can teach others also, so they become success. If you success in business, then there's no reason why you should not help others to succeed. It may not be the same business that you are doing, but you can still narrative them to take your best practice and apply it in different business that can suit them, not necessarily doing the same thing that what you are doing. And I think if we can all do human being apply that method, I think the resource that we have in this world will be enough for everyone. But the problem, we have too many greedy, too many jealous to other people who don't want other people to succeed, people who want to push other people down in expensive of their success, and that is what is called greedy, and it's not really good for us as human. That's my contribution here. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Manon. I agree. There are too many people who are not focused on uplifting others, but they're focused on bringing others down. Even with the words they say to you, sometimes you're trying very hard. You're trying to improve your health. You're trying to work out. You're trying to eat the right diet. But when you share this with some people, they actually say things that discourage you. When you're studying, you're trying to accomplish your master's degree, or you're trying to go to graduate college, or just to better yourself. there are certain people that discourage you from even trying, So I think the key there is to really identify who you want to surround yourself with, and and also who you want to share some of your success with, because once you know the people who are fighting you for no reason, just because of envy and greed, then you should stay away from them. Stay as far away from them as possible, and also cut links with them, because there are people who are going to drain your energy for nothing. And it's very, very hard to build up energy to even get up in the morning and perform your duties and responsibilities as a human being. So I really appreciate your contribution. I see that Lavender joined us here. Lavender, how are you doing today? Where in the world are you joining us from? And also, what are your thoughts in regards to today's proverb? If you're in a position to contribute, I would love to hear your voice. Thank you. Okay, so I will continue on. It seems Lavender is unable to
Hi
get
guys, hi.
Hey, how are you?
Where I can't really speak, so I'm just listening in for today.
Excellent. Thank you,
Thank you,
Lavender.
Simon.
You're most welcome. I want to...
Back to the beam.
Hey, Lavender, say that again.
Oh, someone was speaking in my background. I was just saying I'm in a place where I can't speak. So I was just saying that, and I'll be listening in. Thank you so much.
Karibu. You're welcome. Yeah, Lavender is a part of our team and contributes a lot to making this daily African Proverb session possible. I want to now go to Kay Benjamin, who is on YouTube and contributing by sharing her comments. Kay Benjamin is a regular contributor to this, platform. And Kay says that which you give attention to increases. Wow, I love this. That which you give attention to increases. So if you give attention to envy, it increases. If you give attention to greed, it increases. If you give attention to your well-being, it increases, and this is a perfect way for us to wrap up our time together today. I deeply appreciate you all for joining me. It's always really important to start the week right, and for me, this is literally the first, not the first thing I'm doing today. I woke up early. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was able to schedule all the proverbs for this week on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, you'll be able to see all the proverbs for this week already there, by the way. This is a tip that I'm giving those who love this show, that want to stay ahead. Even before we post tomorrow's proverbs on Instagram and Twitter, you can see it now on YouTube. It's already there, The best way to do that is to go through the link at the top of the room. But really, one of the greatest supporters that I've seen on this platform is Kay Benjamin, and I thank you for being here, especially on a Monday. And I'll see you all tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, for another short and sweet session of the daily African Proverbs. Take great care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.